Good afternoon, everybody. Back with another daily reading. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Church was pretty good this morning, but today I'm going to be reading Matthew 7:13 through 14. It is titled The Narrow Way. 13. Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it, because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. Jesus is talking here. He is saying, enter by the narrow gate, which is the gates of heaven, because it's narrow, because few will find it. It's narrow because it's hard to get into eternal life. It's a lot harder to live the life of a Christian than it is to live the life of a sinner. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. It's easy to live the life of a sinner. It's easy to live life and sin all the time. It's easy to do that stuff because you're just doing it. When you're living your life for Christ, that is the hard path. That is the narrow path. That's the hard one. It's hard to stay on a narrow path. It's easy to stay on a wide path, but hard to stay on a narrow path. That's why few will find it. But wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction. You will be destroyed if you walk along the broad path. You will be destroyed. You got to do that 180. You got to do that 180. Do the 180 and go the other way through the narrow path. Notice how there's no 90-degree turn. You don't do that. There is no such thing as a 90-degree turn when it comes to life. It's a 180 turn. Not a 360, a 180. Not a 90, a 180. There's no other way. There are only two ways you can go. Hell or heaven. Heaven or hell. 180 turn. You're either going on the narrow path or the broad path. It's one of those. You can't turn right, can't turn left. There's not a 90-degree turn because there's no other way. And there are many who go in by it. Many will go in through that broad path, through that broad gate, because it's easier to live that way. You got to do hard things. You got to do the hard way. Verse 14, because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life. It is very difficult to live the life that God calls you to do. You want to do things your own way? Too bad. Do things God's way. Your way will never work. Only God's way will work. You need to live our life for Christ. And there are few who will find it. So few people will find the way to life. But lots of people will find the way to death. And that is very sad. I pray that more people will come to the realization that they need Christ. Please share this with others. You need to follow Christ. Take the narrow path. It might be hard. It will be hard. God promises us, Jesus promises us, it's going to be hard, but it is worth it. I would much rather live a hard life on earth and have eternal life in heaven than do the easy thing, the things that I want to do, the sinful things that I want to do. I'd rather live the life that's hard than do the easy thing and go to hell for eternity. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in hell for eternity. Choose the narrow path. That's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and God bless.